Hey folks, it's Arthur, but my friends call me Archie. This podcast episode is sponsored by you. If you have a more personal situation you want me to give my in-depth commentary on, send me an email, link in bio. Thanks to all those who keep this channel going. All right, let's keep this going with the reading some letters. So this one says, Hey Archie, my name is Jake and I'm 26. Lately, I've been feeling pretty disheartened about my dating life. It seems like every time I think I've made a connection, things fall apart before they can even get started. I've tried different dating apps, gone on numerous dates, and even asked my friends to set me up with someone they think I'd click with. Yet no matter what I do, it feels like I'm just spinning my wheels. For example, I recently met someone on a dating app who seemed perfect. We had a great conversation, shared similar interests, and I was genuinely excited about meeting her in person. But after a couple of dates, she suddenly ghosted me without any explanation. Oof. This isn't the first time something like this has happened. It's left me feeling pretty discouraged. I've also noticed that when I do manage to get into a relationship, it doesn't last that long. It seems like everyone is always looking for the next best thing, and no one wants to put in effort to build something real. It's like we're all just swiping left and right, but never truly connecting. I understand that dating has changed with technology and social media, but it feels like it's harder than ever to find someone who is genuinely interested in a real relationship. I'm starting to wonder if it's something I'm doing wrong or if this is just the reality of modern dating. Why is it so hard dating these days? Thank you for your insight, Jake. Great letter. I feel like this is a very general letter. When you guys send me letters, you're welcome to be more specific than this, but I feel like this is just a really good letter that applies to most people. So, first things first, it depends really on who your circle is, where your environment, right? One of the things that I think about often is like that we are in a constant interaction with our environment. For example, like you are affected by the people who live in your home, but you also affect the people that live in your home. It's not, I've heard before people say like you are a product of your environment, and that has some truth in it, but I also believe that we have the we have the ability to influence that group as well. And so you will notice, and I've seen this before in some of my dating coaching that I've done before, that you can be a positive influence on the place where you're in. And so this is where culture begins, kind of. I definitely had this seen in my neighborhood as I was growing up, and I've heard this from many people as well, of people that I looked up to in the school who kind of set the pace, set the tempo for how things happened. And so one of the things that I'm thinking as I'm reading this is that just at the end here, where he's asking, is this the reality of modern dating? The truth is you can accept the reality of modern dating, but you can also be the change you wish to see in the world. If I can, quote Michael Jackson, you can change the man in the mirror, right? And so what I would say by this is that you can have your own culture of dating. You can set your own norms for how you go about dating. You don't have to rely on what other people necessarily are doing. And I think a big part of this, one time I was talking to a person just face to face. It was a friend of mine, and they told me they were so nervous, about the text messages they were sending and on the apps, the messages that they were sending. And they looked at me and they passed me their phone, and we kind of looked through the messages with this one date that he had. And as we were looking through these messages, he asked me, does this message that I just sent, do I sound anxious in this message? And he looks at me and he goes, do I sound anxious? And he's looking at the phone, looking at me, and I go, are you anxious? And I think he kind of took a step back there, and he said, yeah, I feel a bit anxious. Then absolutely that text message is an anxious message. What I want to give, with this, the feeling that I want to give with this, the lesson, I guess, is you are what you feel inside, right? This feeling of like dating, am I approaching dating too anxious, or does it come off too anxious, I guess is better said, do I come off too anxious? Do I come off a certain way? If you take a second to do the introspection and say, am I anxious? That is what truly matters, you know. In life, I think this is just kind of like a good rule of thumb to live by, is that people will interpret whatever you say how they would like, you know. And so, yeah, you should try to watch your words to best communicate what you intend. But at the end of the day, people are going to take your words and they're going to bend it to fit what they would like to take away from it. And so you could say something as simple as like, are you free tomorrow? Through a message. And the girl or boy can take this however they please. They can say, oh, this person, they're too forward, they're too anxious, they want to meet me too badly. And really what you're saying is pretty ambiguous. It's, are you free tomorrow? You know, and so that's kind of what I want to say with this is that, you know, don't let yourself be to overthink this too much. I think that there's a lot of stability in being able to evaluate your own, you know, tempo, your own emotional reactivity. And as you find that you're more stable, you're more secure, you're more healthy within yourself, you'll start to see that is reflected in the people that you date. I think that this is a good point as well. I think that we are in the era of fast fashion and social media and, you know, low attention and things like this. But I think that, you know, if we take a deeper look, especially with the crowd that I'm talking to, and, you know, they're all between the ages of 18 and 30, sometimes a bit older, but most of these crowd of young men and young women, it's quite interesting, you know, because they are surrounded by fast fashions, fast social media, things like that. But there's this longing, there's a very serious longing for deepness that I've been exposed to, you know. And so people are looking for deepness, they're looking for meaning, and they're looking for passion. You know, before, I think you can find definitely people who are wanting to go out on a Friday night and wanting to party on a Friday night, and there's nothing wrong with that. But there is this deep longing for, you know, the culture, for cultured people. And I think that lately I've been seeing online, for example, like how to appeal to women or how to appeal to men or something like this. And they're terming it the male gaze and the female gaze and whatnot. And so what I've been seeing here is that people are really attracted to authenticity. They're really attracted to a genuine sense of self, and that you are having other passions. And sure, you could try to fake having passions. I know a lot of people in texting now, because texting is a big form of communication. I've had clients that ask me, should I wait 2 days? Should I pretend that I'm busy? And like, it's not necessary, you know. Be yourself, but be the person who you would want out of your partner, right? So let me give this for an example, right? Like, if you would want your partner, if you would find it attractive that a person is like writing you every second of the day, I doubt that, right? Because, you know, I mean, at first maybe it would be nice, but then after a while it kind of gets in the way, right? And so have balance in your life. Include dating in your life. Dating is important and relationships are important, but not have it be the pinnacle of your life. Have it be balanced with other things in your life. Have it be balanced with time for your family, time for your work, time for your education, time for your exercise and your sports that you're actively engaged in. Look for other things and try to be this balanced person, because frankly, for example, anxiety is something that is just, you know, ubiquitous today. But frankly, if you are a balanced person, people gravitate to that, and balanced people gravitate to that most of all. Because when we see someone, for example, I think this is just the natural human condition, but when we see someone who is too high in a certain sphere, that they are, for example, really, really engaged in whatever topic, sports, super engaged in their sports, super engaged in their work, super engaged in their family. And when it stops being balanced with the other things, then we start to wonder, okay, are they lacking in these other areas, right? And we start to look for some red flags in there. And generally speaking, if a person is really, really engaged in other, they don't have this balanced way of life, then most likely they are having some disadvantage in a different category. If you're too focused on work, then your family life is probably suffering a bit. If you're too focused on the gym, then you might not be worried about your education. You might not be worried about the other topics of your life that might be important. You might let your relationships fall to the wayside. And so what I want to say with this is that look to be a balanced person. Approach dating. So I would say 3 things, right? Look to be a balanced person. Approach dating from the mindset of, I can be the change I wish to see in my dating pool, that I have just as much of an influence on them as they have on me. And then, seek deepness, seek authenticity. So those 3 things, right? And I think that if you really incorporate these things into your dating scene, you will see that people tend to stay a little bit longer. You capture people's attention a little bit longer. And that ultimately, if you're intentional about the reason why you're dating, people will be attracted to that decisiveness. And you'll say, you could say simply, I've had clients say this before, I'm looking for a long-term partner. And the person will either get to say yay or nay. I want that long-term partner. I don't want that long-term partner. And as you're being decisive and incorporating those 3 things, I think that this could be really, really a good step forward for dating for you. And I wouldn't let this feeling of being discouraged, ruminate in your thoughts. I think that you're going to be just fine. And as long as you have some patience and you incorporate more balance in your life, that will be, I think, the secret to achieving what you really want, which is a balanced life that includes a relationship, right? Not just a relationship, but a balanced life that includes a relationship. I really appreciate this email, Jake. I feel like this applies to a lot of people. To those viewing this on YouTube, if you have any comments, I think it would be really interesting to start some sort of discussion in the comment section and talk about your experience. Have you experienced something similar? Is modern dating different than it was a few years ago? What has been your experience? I'd be very interested to read that. Also, if you guys have any emails that are similar, you guys have a more personal situation, you can always find my email is linked in my bio, and you can always email me for a more in-depth discussion here.